I think the most important thing is to get comfortable with yourself first. Without that, it's not happening. The second thing is, I think you have to learn to be shameless. And the reason I say it is, this was straight out of the mouth of babes. I was doing a workshop many years ago in Kamatipura with young boys who work in hotels around the red light area in Kamatipura. And I remember I did a session on sexuality with them, and I was talking about safer sexual practices and therefore masturbation. And I used a very Sanskritized term for masturbation, which is hastamathvam. And there was this blank silence, and these kids, and you know, they were 14 and 13 and 12, and they just looked at me, and I was like, how possible at this age? What is happening here? So I said hastamathvam, then I realized they did not understand what hastamathvam was. So I actually emulated masturbation. And then there was this dead silence, and then it was like a floodgate opened, right? There were all these questions and answers and this and that. And the session, which should have lasted about 45 minutes, we went on for 3 hours. And as I was going, I was saying my goodbyes, and I said, so how did you all like talking about these issues today? And there was this young boy, and he says, "आप बुरा नहीं मानोगे ना दीदी, जब आपने पहले बात किया, मुझे लगा कि ये कैसे दीदी हैं, गंदी गंदी बातें कर रही हैं। फिर मुझे लगा, जब ये इतनी बेशर्म है, तो मैं शर्म क्यों करूँ?" So I think that whole thing of losing or becoming besharam becomes very important when you're working on sexuality. Third strategy that's really worked for me is whenever you get the opportunity to talk about these issues, but don't be confrontational. And because it's very easy to get angry and lose your cool. Then you've lost the person. So can we find ways to talk to people where all that we want is, let's start by making them look at the issue with a different filter, that's all. So if I've accomplished the fact that someone in front of me says, oh, maybe there's another way of looking at the same issue, if I can get that person to even reach that point, I think the process of change for that individual has started. So, you know, chanda gaad ke ladna sometimes does not work. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. And especially an issue like this, which is so fraught and has such moral overtones, we have to not lose people. We have to get them to start thinking like the way we do.